Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Cloud, and welcome to my personal VOD reviews of Locals. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Game 2 of Week 1 of the EB02 Meta, where I play GY Yamato versus R Shanks. Here's the deck list that I played in this match, and if you haven't already done so, please go check out the Locals retro video I made that covers this deck list and my overall thoughts on how Locals went this week. Without further ado, let's hop into the game. Okay, we've got Game 2 of Week 1 of the EB02 Meta. I'm playing GY Yamato versus R Shanks. And we actually start off with an early dice roll here, so both rolled a 4, then my opponent rolls a 5, and I'm gonna roll an 8. So I get to pick, and knowing the Shanks matchups, I've been playing against a lot of Shanks in previous weeks, so I'm usually gonna pick first here, just so that I can start, establishing characters that can buff my leader and try to swing at my opponent's life early. Against the Blackbeard last game, it was kind of rough, and it's partially because I just haven't played against enough Blackbeards. There's a lot more Shanks player in my area, so hopefully this match will go a little bit better. And I've noticed that a lot of my videos recently have been going kind of long. Sorry about that. But I've just been really enjoying kind of watching these VOD reviews and really thinking through my plays to try to learn from them, so hopefully you're enjoying that as well. But I put it on ×2 here to get through the shuffling. And here we go. Let's move it back down to 1 speed. And let's take a look at our initial hand. Am I gonna shuffle? For a second I thought I wasn't gonna shuffle there. Okay, so in our initial hand we've got 2 cost Hiyori, 2 cost 9 Flash, 3 cost Izo, 4 cost Basil Hawkins, and 3 cost X Drake. My immediate thought is, if you've watched my last game against Blackbeard, where were these 2 cards, huh? I needed those 2 cards in last game as soon as possible. The fact that I saw it here was just like, man, come on, dude. That sucks. But alright, let's do our usual counter count here. We've got a 2k, 2k, 1k, and 2k. So total 7k counter in hand, which is very nice. Skews more towards the 2ks because we do have 3, but that's fine with me. 2ks are very nice to have in hand. So defense-wise, feeling pretty good. Looking at the cards themselves, I don't see my early game options, which I know I'm going to need against Shanks, and I'm talking about the 2 cost Tonoyasu and the 2 cost Onami. Both of them are really good for, buffing up my leader, whether it's power or just giving my leader banished, to start pressuring my opponent's life really early. Besides that, I'm not really happy with any of these other cards in hand. I don't really need them in the matchup at the moment. Basil Hawkins okay, just because it is annoying to deal with. If they KO it, I get to trash one of my opponent's life, which is fine. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be mulliganing here. Let's see. Yep. Definitely trying to find the Tonoyasu and Onami, which I saw a lot of in my last game. My opponent decides to keep their opening hand, so sets up his life. Let's speed it up just so I can get through the shuffling. I know cutting the clip might be a lot faster, but this just gives me a little break. But okay. Let's see what we get in our final starting hand. Let's pause it right there. That's good enough. We get 3 cost Mihawk, 4 cost Basil Hawkins, another 4 cost Basil Hawkins, and 2 Hody Jones. Wow. That sucks. Okay. Counter count. We've got a 2k, 1k, and 1k. So we dropped from our 7k counter total down to 4k counter in hand. A little unfortunate, but at least, we're still getting 1 2k and at least 2 1ks, so it's not the best, but it's doable. Now the other problem is that I see 2 Basil Hawkins and 2 Hody Jones. 1 Hody Jones is great because it knows that I have an late game option, but seeing 2 is not good because what am I going to do with this brick in hand now? At least I did draw the Mihawk, so I can do like a Mihawk into Basil Hawkins play if I want, but once again, I'm not seeing the Tonoyasu or Onami, which means that we're gonna be just attaching Dawn to leader early on. Fist bump to start the game, and here we go. 1 Dawn, pass, nothing to do here. My opponent goes up to 2 and draws 1 card. Passes as well. I draw 1 card, go up to 3 Dawn, and yep, just immediately 3 Dawn on my leader, going for the 8k double attack. I'm doing this because, yes, I want to get my opponent down to 3 life as soon as possible. Plus, like he did here, if he wants to counter, he has to give up 2 2Ks. And from my experience, Shanks players don't always have a lot of 2Ks in hand or counter in hand. They tend to have a lot of bricks, right? Because they're trying to just get to that late game. My opponent goes to 4 Dawn, attaches 3, and just swings at me for 8. I take it. I was hoping for a trigger there, but did not get it. And then my opponent passes back to me with 1 Dawn up, and I go to 5. Since I have the Mihawk in hand, oh, I drew another Mihawk actually, that one's from life. I just go 7k with my leader. He counters out for using leader ability and then a 2k, and then I just play Mihawk into the Basil Hawkins. Not too bad. So at this point, I know that my opponent has already given me 3 2ks. That's a lot, so it's unfortunate that my opponent is still at 5 life. But hopefully the fact that he's given up 3 2Ks means that he's now low in counter. My opponent plays out the 5-cost Monkey D. Luffy from Starter Deck 21, a very good include for his deck. He's gonna go ahead and... Okay, he attacks 5k with leader. Sorry, missed that portion. I give up the Basil Hawkins to counter, then he attacks 7k with the Luffy attaching 1 Dawn thanks to his ability, and I decide to take that. No trigger, unfortunately. And that's okay. I go up to 7 Dawn, let's see what cards I drew. It was Tonoyasu from my deck and Izo from the life hit earlier. So 7 Dawn here, my opponent is still not at 3 life or less, so I can't use leader ability. At this point, I really want to try to get him down now. I'm not going to play the Hody Jones here because I would have taken a life, putting me down to 1 life, which would be really rough. And it kind of sucks that I had to give up the Basil Hawkins last turn. Would have been nice to play out another Mihawk into Basil Hawkins. Oh, actually, I can't do that because I already have 2 characters on board. Never mind. Scratch that. But I still could have played the Basil Hawkins. Alright, I tap 2 Dawn to play the Tonoyasu. My leader is now in 8k. Yeah, alright, so I go 9k at my opponent's life. So going up to 9k. Double attack. He's used a lot of counters, so makes sense that he takes it here. Good for me. Now my leader ability is online. I've got 4 Dawn left to work with still. I go ahead and just use leader ability, attach 2 to the Basil Hawkins, and go 7k at my opponent's life. My opponent has Divine Departure. I did not see that when I was playing, I guess, so that was a very good counter for him. I'm going to put it on screen for you to read. Divine Departure for 1 Dawn just gives my opponent plus 3k, which is really nice when you combine it with his ability to minus 1k. I then just attach my last 3 Dawn to my Mihawk and go 6k, which he takes. So, pass the turn back to my opponent. I left 1 Dawn up just in case I hit the Blaze Slice. But yeah, he taps all 8 Dawn to play out Rayleigh. Very good card for him. He's going to minus 3k to my Basil Hawkins, then KO the Mihawk. Really smart decision from his end. if he KOs the Basil Hawkins, you know, he goes down 1 card in life. Plus, the fact that Mihawk is now, or sorry, not the Mihawk. The Basil Hawkins is going to be minus 3k until the end of my next turn. Means it's not going to be a really big threat. Opponent starts off with attacking 6k at my life and uses his ability to attach 1 Restodon to leader. I do have 2 2ks in hand, so I can get out of this hit. Besides that though, I don't have any other counter. I do have Blade Slice actually. So, give up the 2k. And then here comes a 6k with leader and I take it. It's Buzzcut Mochi, but I don't have any slash characters in hand. Would have been really nice to hit that trigger, but oh well. And then my opponent passes the turn. I think my opponent has a healthy hand size right now. I'm thinking it's around 6, since he did take 3 cards from life. So, a lot to get through here. Draw for turn, go up to 9 Dawn. I forgot to take the dice off my leader, but my leader should have been only a 5k. I drew a Nami, which is very nice against Shanks. There's no way I'm getting rid of the Rayleigh here. I'm not willing to play out Hody Jones either, just because I'm only at 1 life, and I don't think Hody Jones plus leader plus only a 2k power Basil Hawkins is going to win me the game. So with 9 Dawn, I think I just gotta, you know, if I'm playing this again, I would probably just play the Nami out. Play out the Nami, give my leader banish, attach some Dawn, and just try to get rid of these last 2 life. Trying to set me up for winning the next turn. I'll probably want to leave 1 Dawn up for Blade Slice to give me a counter option. So yeah, here we go. Nami for 2. And I'm going to tap another 2. Oh, interesting. I'm actually going to go ahead and play out the 9 Flash, which gives my leader plus 3k. I don't think I'm going to rest anything. Yeah, so no point of resting my Basil Hawkins to try to rest one of their characters. I can't even rest any of their characters. So that leaves me with 5 Dawn open. I definitely should leave 1 Dawn up for Blade Slice because I'm running low on counter here. And I decided to just go a low 9k swing, double attack banish at my opponent's life. And wow, my opponent had enough counter, right? Using leader ability brings my attack down to 8k and just gives me 2 2ks. That's unfortunate. Attach. I use leader ability to attach 2 Dawn to my Basil Hawkins to make him a 4k, then attach 3 Dawn of my remaining active Dawn, bringing him up to a 7k to just go 7k at my opponent's life. I think I should have gone... Yeah, looking back, I probably should have gone for this Lofi instead. So, knowing that he just gave up 2 2ks, I don't think he would have enough counter to save the Lofi. It would have helped me, you know, prevent 1 more attack. Giving him another card in hand doesn't help my situation, so I think that's a misplay on my end. Because now my opponent's at 10 Dawn, he attaches 1 to Rayleigh and swings at me for 9. I do play the Blade Slice here, giving my leader plus 1k for the turn. So now it's 6k. I'm doing that early just to try to, you know, get it in before any other swings. Ooh, I take the life from the Rayleigh hit, and it is the 2-cost Kozuki Hiyori, which I do trigger to give my leader plus 1k. So now my leader's a 7k base for the turn. That's why I like playing the card in the deck. It's a 2k counter and can potentially just, you know, buff up my leader for the entire turn, meaning that my opponent does have to commit more Dawn to try to swing over my leader's power. But at 9 Dawn, you know, that's pretty doable. I got 4 cards in hand. I think I'm just trying to bluff my way out of it at this point, saying that, hey, I do have counter in hand. What are you going to do about it? my opponent plays out another 5-cost Lofi from starter deck 21. So attacks with the other one with 7k. I have to give up a 2k, and yeah, that's game. Unfortunately, just didn't have the counter. Next card in my deck would have been the Hiyori 2k counter, but at that point, nothing could really save me. With his last 4 Dawn, he could have just attached to leader, making this a 9k swing at my 7k. But since if I had counter in hand, I would have countered out of this hit first. Would have put me down on hand size. So it was just a clean game from my opponent. I think looking back on it, the only misplay I had was maybe just not attacking the Luffy with my Basil Hawkins. I could have also tried to swing a little bit higher using my Dawn on my leader, but oh well. It was also unfortunate that they just saw all their 2Ks. Pretty crazy. But yeah, let me know what I could have done differently in the comments below, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next game. Until next time, remember, keep your minds fresh and your spirits free. See ya!